Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Gail.
And here we are in the Siracusa train station, and we're just waiting for our train to arrive. It's going to be an overnight, a sleeper class train that will take us from here in Siracusa all the way to Milan. And that's going to be a slightly over 20-hour train ride.
Right, because you have to imagine that we are on the island of Sicily. We are in the southern, actually the southeastern corner of it, and we have to go all the way up that Ionian coast to Messina.
That's
and
right.
then we're going to cross over on the ferry, the train on the ferry, to the mainland.
That's right, and then head off to Milan after that. Number of stops along the way for other people, but we're going straight through.
Mm-hmm. Some interesting places that we're going through. I don't know if it really matters, but we're going through Florence, for example, Firenze. We're going through Bologna, Modena, which is where the beautiful balsamic vinegar comes from, and of course Parma, the home of the cheese, the big cheese.
Yes,
yes,
for sure. And what makes this trip a little bit interesting? We've already done one sleeper class train, Intercity Notte train, and that was earlier on, but it was what's called the Deluxe class, or now it's called the Relax as of this year, and that basically had you had your berths, but it just had a wash basin. It didn't have a shower or a toilet in the room. This time we're taking the superior class, aren't we?
Yes, formerly known up until this year as the Excelsior. But yeah, superior sounds good to me.
Now it's called superior, yeah. And so, what differentiates the superior class is that it does have a toilet and it does have a shower in the room. So essentially, we can just hide ourselves away in our room and just stay there for the duration of our 20-hour trip. Anyways, we're going to leave it like that for right now.
We are.
And we'll discuss it a lot further, let you see what the train is like once we get on board.
I can't wait.
Yes, for sure.
I'm going to be showing you our superior compartment on the Intercity Notte train. So we are in compartment 7. We occupy officially seats 71 and 72, but this area does have the capacity for 2 more seats. So I'm entering. You can't lock the door from outside. It will always be open, but we can lock it from the inside. So here I am coming into the suite. It's pretty roomy. Wow. Okay. So what we have here is a bench seat and another seat facing, just a singular seat with a table in between. Now, right now, this is in the daytime configuration. You have to realize that there will be bunks at nighttime. Let's look at the amenities here. First of all, we do have lights. This light was on, but this is the overhead light. And we also have at night a blue light, so we can have that instead. And there are additional lights here. I guess you could call them ring lights, a little bit more of a work light that we can use. There's one, and then there's a second one over the singular seat. There we go. I'll turn it off and turn it on again. So we do have electrical outlets. Here's one, and there's also 2 more on either side of the seating arrangement for the daytime. So you can imagine working at this table with your laptop, for example. If the light gets too much, you can always turn this down, your blind. And we haven't seen this before on a train, you can actually open the window. So that's pretty nifty, I think. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to show you a place where we can hang our clothes, just a couple of hangers, but there's a bifold door here, and there you go. Look at this, the seat does a little twist, and there we've got a very diminutive closet, and also a ladder. This is the ladder that the person on the upper bunk, let's again call him David, he's very experienced. can use tonight. Oh boy. This takes, okay, this takes a little bit of work here. All right, now the piece de resistance is our bathroom. Now look, it's pretty rustic looking. It looks like a rec room bathroom. I'm going to open the door and turn on the light. And there you have it. Now, isn't this a rather swishy bathroom? So you've got a sink, and you can turn on the water. Now, it's important that this is shown as not potable water. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So we're gonna have to be careful with that. I don't see a free bottle of water, which you often see here. You've got an outlet again for shaver there. Now, we do have a toilet. And there we go, there it is. It's like pretty much a regulation size toilet, and you flush it using a pedal. Now, we also have, this is a piece de resistance of the piece de resistance, the shower. Look at this. Isn't that elegant? And you can then handhold your spray mechanism.
Okay, and just a couple of other details. This is going to be the upper bunk when in the evening when I pull it down. I don't know how to do it yet. Hopefully somebody will show me how to do it. But anyways, that comes down. That'll be the second bunk. Now, Gail mentioned that this can hold 4 people, and those other people sit up here on there's a one up on this side where my hand is, and there's one on the other side as well over here. Where people can sit. I don't know, I haven't been up there yet, but it certainly doesn't look like there's a lot of room for a person to lie down. Now you can see over here as well that each bunk station has the similar kinds of controls. There's one for these very top 2 right there, sort of a central system right there. And then there's also one for when my bunk goes down that I will have access to, and the one that Gail showed you down here is the one that she will have access to. But basically what it does is it sort of duplicates a number of the features. It does have the 220 volt outlet right here for your electronics and what have you. There is a bell system right here. There's reading lights right here, so we'll just oops, right there. Oh, that's not it. Push that button. There we go. So that's a little reading light that we can use at nighttime to read, of course, and turn that off. There we go. And then these just again duplicate the overhead lights and the blue light as well. So there we go. So, and every station has that basically. I have that, and then Gail will have that down below. Now down below, in terms of luggage storage, it's a little bit different from the relaxed version of the night train, sleeper trains. Everything pretty much has to go underneath the car here. I have our two backpacks that we have fit under there quite nicely, and then our new suitcase as well fits under there as well. And it's a little bit of a tougher fit. It's there's only a limited amount of space between the seat bottom and the floor here, so you can't have it too thick really. Just bear that in mind. And I think that's about it.
David and I are having lunch in our private compartment. Now, there isn't really a food services available on the train other than a light breakfast that will be served to us tomorrow morning. So we got ourselves some snacks at the market, and that's what we're having now. We also went shopping yesterday for food for our dinner tonight. And so we'll have a little bit of a picnic. It includes a fairly nice bottle of red wine.
So welcome aboard. We're on the ferry right now on our way from Messina in Sicily, on our way to the mainland of Italy on route to Milan, which is going to take us until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, this is pretty exciting in that we're on the train as it is loaded onto the ferry itself. We're in the rail cars, and then they load. Basically, there's it's broken down into two lengths of rail cars onto the ferry side by side, and then we are allowed to leave the train car and go up on deck. Just one deck. They certainly chase you around if you go a little bit out of bounds here. But anyways, it's kind of nice just to get out here, a little bit of fresh air, wonderful scenery as well. So really quite enjoying it up here. And it's just so fascinating to be on this boat with your train cars as well going across. Okay, welcome to dinner time on our Intercity Notte train. We're in our cabin now. One thing you need to know is that while we might get breakfast in the morning, a light breakfast in the morning supplied, that's about it. And there's no other meals that are available. There's no dining car, for example, on this train. So if you want to eat, then you need to bring your own supplies, and that's exactly what we've done.
And we are really quite well supplied because there isn't refrigeration and we didn't know when we'd be eating. Yeah. We got this Rio brand tuna mixed with vegetables, so it's a can that you just open with an easy foil top.
Something we know we like. We've had it before.
Yes. Now we got some pate, fish pate. One is salmon, and the other one is a tuna dried, sun-dried tomato mix. And we were all very excited. We got crackers on which to put them on. These lovely crackers that are oil infused. Well, I guess there was a question of scale here because here are our crackers for our paste.
Little tiny things.
So I guess they're more like little nibbles that we can just have like
on the side.
Like chips, I guess.
Yeah. Fortunately, we had some sort of Melba toast that we've acquired through various hotel breakfasts that we've had. We never really use them, so they're going to come in handy right now.
Sure.
So we have olives as well.
Very cleverly. I mean, they're not the high quality olives. They taste more like canned olives, but they're nicely packaged with no problem. Yeah.
So we have some marinated vegetables, sort of an antipasti kind of thing, and probably our most sophisticated part of our meal is a very nice bottle from the Langhe district, which is going to be, that's more or less north of Milan, if I remember correctly. We feel good doing that because we've now left Sicily and we're on the mainland, and we're heading up towards Milan. So it seemed like maybe an appropriate switch from Sicilian wines to northern Italy wines. And I think that's it.
I think so.
By the way, we had heard that there was offerings for a food trolley that came by, but we really didn't know. And they did give us this little card with a bunch of different menu options you could get. They do have beer here, coffees, biscotti, some snacks, that kind of thing. So, they've got a hot first course and I think probably a hot second course as well. However, we didn't find out about this until too late, and we're not even sure if it's always offered. So it was not reliable, really. So that's why we really decided we had to opt for getting our own dinner and bringing it with us.
We've also been supplied with 2 bottles of effervescent water and still water, which is good because we do not have potable water in our bathroom. Right. So, I think that's basically
I think that's it. I think we better start eating.
Yes.
I'm hungry.
Yes.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Good evening. We are in nighttime mode. So as you can see, the attendant from the train has come into our room and used kind of like basically a screwdriver to bring down the 2 levels of the bed. And the beds were pre-made. They just kind of popped out just like this. We've got pillows above that will complete the bed, and it looks actually pretty comfy. We were also provided with water, and you can see the various waters that we were given, and we were given each a box with goodies. So I haven't looked at this box yet, so you will discover it along with me. It might be a lot like the box that we had in our earlier train, but let's start and see what we've got. Okay, we've got a bar of soap, a toothbrush, a kind of a serviette, shaving cream, and a shaver, piece of tissue, and another, this is actually disinfectant, and some slippers. We actually used these the last time around. The floors aren't as clean as they might look, and these were actually quite good to have on your feet. Before, though, we had to go to the toilet elsewhere down the hall. Here, it's over here, but I wouldn't mind using these again. There was no shampoo. That is rather unfortunate. David had read that sometimes there's shampoo, sometimes there isn't. So a recommendation we would have is that you bring your own. David is going to use the shower because he wants to try it out.
So I've got the ladder set up here. It hooks up to a crossbar up here, and it allows me to get access to this level. And I guess for the poor souls that are up in the upper level here, the two, person number 3 and number 4 would have to climb all the way up here to their teeny tiny little bunk areas. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb up here myself to my 2nd level, and pretty easy. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to climb up there. This is high enough for me. And I climb in there. There we go. Now, okay. Oh, I will admit it's a little bit tighter here. Okay, so there we. I'm in position now. Normally, there's some sort of netting here to prevent you from falling out. In this case, there's just a little, almost like a grab bar here, really, that between you and falling out of your bed. The train should stop suddenly, and so that's kind of unfortunate. But the other thing I noticed too is that now this is compared to the relaxed cabins that we've had before, which is basically the rooms without a shower and a bath in them. Is that I had a lot more headroom up here, and I think it's because of these upper bunks there. So it's quite low, and you notice that it was quite hard for me to get into position here, or and certainly I'm not going to be sitting up. I seem to recall in the relaxed cars that I could actually sit up in my bunk here. So that's a little bit of a difference, I think. Other than that, I guess it looks like I've got enough room. I'm 6 feet tall. I've got enough room here for my, to spread out the entire length. Width-wise, it looks not too bad. It's fairly decent, so it should be a comfortable night's sleep here. So anyways, I think that's about it. And I think with that, I'm just going to sign off and say, boy, I think it's time to go to bed. Well, here we are in the morning. We've just had our sleepover in our cabin on our Intercity Notte sleeper car. And what did you think of your sleep, Gail?
I think my sleep was better than yours. Remember, I'm on the bottom bunk. The way this particular bunk works, what you see well, you can't really see right now, but the bench that we're sitting on, which is the day bench, doesn't extend anywhere further at night. This is the width of it. And, I'm pretty skinny, relatively. And, I didn't have a lot of extra room. And I certainly had the perception that I might fall just because there wasn't any additional room. David, now, how did it work for you?
Well, I felt a little bit less secure up there in my second bunk. Again, it was narrow, which didn't help. And it had that little metal guardrail at the edge of the bed, which I didn't feel added a whole lot of security. And I just felt the combination of those two things made me a little bit uncomfortable, on my having a sleep up there. Every time the train came to a stop, for example, at a train station or wherever, I would have to hold on because I would be afraid that I might fall over the edge. It just might be just psychological, but at the same time, it was a little bit unsettling, I thought. However, I did get a reasonable sleep up there. I think we both did. Mm-hmm. So we're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for the day's adventures here on the train,
which are a little bit lessened because right now we're just going slowly. We just resumed movement for a little over 2 hours. We've been at a standstill on the track. We don't know the reason why.
Yeah.
And that adds to the fact that we were an hour late already. There had been kind of a very long layover in Catania, which was like one of the first stops when we began. So we're some 3 hours behind schedule right now, whether or not they can make it up or what.
Yeah, and and it's not too much of a concern to us. We don't have any immediate travel plans when we arrive in Milan. However, we do have tickets to La Scala. Now, they're inexpensive tickets. We're up in the gods, more or less, in La Scala. But at the same rate, we do want to make use of those tickets. So we're hoping that we'll get there sometime in the mid-afternoon at the latest, so we can attend the performance, which I think is about 7:30 at night.
Sure.
So
we hope to have a little bit of a stretch in Milan. We've been there before, so not losing some time isn't that critical. We do, as you see, have to gussy up. We're pretty scruffy.
Yeah.
So if we're going to go to the opera, we need a little bit of preparation time too.
Yes.
Here's a quick update.
Yes, looks like our train is in worse condition than we anticipated, so we're actually backtracking to the nearest small town, which is Chiuso. We're going to be transferred to a regional train, which is going to take us into Florence, the main train station in Florence, Firenze, and then from there we're going to be taking the high-speed a train from Firenze to Milan, and the total time frame we're not too aware of. Apparently, there will be no extra charge for this, although in reality, I think we've been shifted around quite a bit. So, anyways, we're going to have to say goodbye to our lovely little cabin here and hop on a couple of other trains. We're just pulling into our Chiuso right now, so we're going to have to take off and board that regional train. Talk soon.
The adventure continues.
Yes. And here comes our regional train that will take us to Firenze.
We have made it successfully onto the regional train. We will be on this train for another 2 or so hours, and it will take us into Florence, or as David prefers, Firenze.
Okay, here we are on leg 3 of our interrupted trip from Siracusa to Milan. We're now on a high-speed train from Firenze to Milano, and it's pretty nice actually. It's a Frecciarossa 1000 train, top of the line for them, and it's quite nice actually.
We're in the modest coach car, but you know it's still really good. Lots of leg room, nice comfy seat, and we are going fast.
Yes. Now it's interesting that when we got off the train in Firenze, we made a mad dash to try to find customer service because we were told we had to get tickets for the high-speed train going to Milan, and so we were searching around for customer service. So I finally talked to somebody who was just standing around one of the platforms and said,
In a uniform.
could you direct me to customer service? And she says, well, I'm it. And with that, she handed us both these little kits, and courtesy kits they call them, and she just took a look at our tickets, which were for the old train, and scribbled down the name of the new train that we have to take, which is the 9308 train, when it departed at 11:10, and where it was going, Milano. And with that, we just headed over to the platform and jumped on a train. It's apparently a packed train, so there wasn't too many options for seating, but we did find some nice seating anyways.
Yes, so have ticket will travel.
Yes. The courtesy kit, by the way, does contain some waters and some snacks. So we're going to
Basically a cookie and some like little chips.
That's right.
Italian style.
So we're going to chow down on those, and that'll be our lunch probably, and hopefully look forward to have decent dinner in Milan.
Yes, I would say that this is added to the interest of the trip, and if things go according to as you expect when you travel, I would say that that's the exception rather than the norm. So, we just go with the flow.
Okay, we'll see you there.
Well, after 4 trains, because there was a 4th train, we took a separate train from suburban Milano to Milano Centrale. We have finally made it to the big city. What an adventure was that!